I got to say, I didn't pay any attention to spring training numbers. I don't know who's getting shelled and who's not. Tell me about our top guys. Tell me about Gio. Tell me about Strauss. Tell me about Max. Are they basically, spring training form? Sounds like Max had a great outing. Is that pretty much how he's looked so far? What about the other guys?
Yeah, Max looked like he could start opening day. The first bullpen session he threw down here.
Wow.
I mean, it was almost a legendary bullpen session. The coaching staff was in awe of how hard he was throwing, how pinpoint his accuracy was. He could start opening day tomorrow. Strasburg in his start on Saturday the same way. Didn't look as great as Max, but looked pretty good, throwing 97, 98 miles an hour, putting the ball where he wanted to. So those two guys, Gio got hit hard yesterday early in the game in the 3 innings that he pitched. Now, Dave Martinez, the manager, said that he was working on some new pitches, and you don't know if that's true or not. You hear that a lot, and it may be true, because that's one of the things pitchers do down here is maybe try to get better control of a particular pitch that they like to add. But he didn't have any walks, and that's always his burden is control and having any walks. So if you're looking for a good sign, 3 innings, no walks for Gio yesterday, but he gave up about 6 hits.
All right, so Jake Arrieta hasn't been signed by anybody yet, and Boris probably wants a little bit too much money for his age. But you're hearing these reports that Rizzo's still talking to him. Who knows? I mean, I know that the Phillies are involved, the Brewers are interested. There's a handful of teams that really like Arrieta at the right price. But do you feel like it's a possibility, maybe even a strong possibility, that Rizzo steals him here in the next week and a half?
I feel it's a strong possibility.
Yeah.
And I think the issue is years of service more than money.
Right.
I think they want 6 or 7 years, Boris does, and I don't think the Nats want to commit to that. Although the way the Lerners do business, they could assign him to a deferred contract and not pay him till the 22nd century. But I think he's going to wind up here. I mean, this is the Boris store, as they like to say down here. And the purpose of signing Jake Arrieta is not April, May, June, July. It's October. Who do you want pitching in Game 3 in October for you? Do you want Gio again, or do you want Jake Arrieta? I think that's pretty easy to answer. You want Arrieta, and this is all. As far as the money, he may cost a lot of money for like 3 or 4 years, but the Nats have a lot of money coming off the books next year, particularly if you believe Bryce Harper's not going to be here. They'll be down about $70 million in payroll that'll be walking away at the end of this season. So money shouldn't be an issue moving forward for signing Arrieta. I just think it's arguing about years of service.
So when do you think it happens?
Well, it better happen soon. I mean, I think it would happen within the next week. And I still think it is going to happen. Look, I might be wrong, but they turned down an offer from the Cubs, the same Cub offer that they gave you Darvish. I don't think Boris would have done that if he wasn't confident that his pal Ted Lerner was going to come through for him.
We asked Dan Coco this, I think it was last week, because, been another manager change here, and every time there is, hope springs eternal, everybody's happy, this guy's got more attention to detail, this was more in analytics, the guys are looser, whatever. Can you note Dave Martinez there versus Dusty?
At the same point, no. I think it's kind of manufactured. This notion that playing music at the workouts has made a big difference. I mean, he's not Dick Clark. I mean, the music really doesn't have any impact at all. And it's not like the Nats were uptight under Dusty. And, I mean, they made a big deal about Davey getting to know his players and really caring about them. Well, nobody did that better than Dusty. He talked to everybody in the clubhouse. So I don't really notice a particular difference. It would be hard-pressed for a manager not to take this team to 90-plus wins this year. That's how good they're going to be. I don't foresee anything changing that. And, again, they've become the Caps in the sense that we're not going to know if they're any different until they're in the playoffs. So we're not going to know anything about Dave Martinez unless he's a total disaster until October.
Are you buying into this hype? Because I am, because I'm stupid, that Kevin Long is the real deal difference with some of our guys, the new hitting coach.
I mean, Daniel Murphy's career, he attributes to Kevin Long, but I'm very skeptical of these coaches as guru things. I mean, because for one thing, the Mets, why wouldn't they do everything they could to keep him? Change managers, and new managers like to pick guys on their own coaching staff, but that happens less and less. So if he's a genius, the Mets let him go. And look, Mike Maddox was the pitching version of this here in Washington, a pitching coach guru who did wonders with pitching staffs. And the Nats let him go, too.